This is going to be a very brief video segment. I'm titling it Troubleshooting Your Shooting. A lot of the comments I get are people asking me what they're doing wrong. They're telling me how their groupings are falling on the target and asking me how to fix it. If you watch my other videos on sight picture and sight alignment and stances, you'll understand some of this here. Basically, the body is going to move regardless of what you do. When you breathe, you're going to move your sights up and down on the target. You're going to move a little bit left to right just because you can't hold your hand perfectly still. So if you see that you're hitting the target consistently like this, you're doing pretty good left to right, but you're hitting them pretty much in a line straight up and down. This is breathing. You need to focus on your breathing because you're doing fine left to right, so you're holding the pistol relatively steady this way, but as you're breathing in and out, you're tracking up and down. So you need to hold your breath and concentrate on that cue and putting that right on your front side, like an apple sitting on the table. Now, if you're hitting a pretty good group where you're hitting low, this I would attribute to milking or to over gripping the pistol. As you over grip the pistol, you bring the barrel down as you pull the trigger. Okay. Also, if you're anticipating a shot, you tend to brace against it. That brings the barrel down before you pull the trigger. That's going to give you a low group like this. If you're hitting high, okay, maybe you're not gripping the pistol hard enough. The pistol is jumping up out of your hand as you fire the shot, and you're hitting high. Okay. If you're getting a pretty good group where you're shooting off to the left here, what this might be from is that you don't have enough finger in the trigger. Okay, so as you pull the trigger, you're actually pushing the barrel to the left, and when you pull it back. If you have a nice tight group, but you're going over here to the right, kind of the opposite. You have too much finger in the trigger, so as you pull the trigger, you're actually rotating the pistol barrel to the right. Okay. If you're hitting all over the place with no rhyme or reason, okay, all over the place, you're looking at the target. You're not looking at your front sight. You have to look at your front sight, and you have to look at the cue. Put your front sight right on that cue. Okay. Your eye can only focus on one thing, make it your front sight, okay? And set that cue right on top of the front sight. If you're hitting all over the place, you're looking at the target, you're not looking at your front sight. Everyone's seen the video of the state patrolman who pulls over the Suburban full of drugs and explosive and shoots 15 rounds at this guy, and he runs around the Suburban, gets back in, drives away, hasn't hit one time. He's looking at the target, he was not looking at his front sight, okay? Look at your front sight, hit the target every single time. Now what if you're hitting the target kind of consistently low and to the left. Okay. Now maybe you need to adjust your sights up a little bit, but the first thing I'd look at would be see if you're milking the grip, because that would bring it down, and see if you don't have enough finger on the trigger, because that would be pushing to the left side. Okay, and that would kind of bring it this way. If you're getting about half your shots are down here and half are right on the center of the target, okay, what I attribute this to is see if these shots down here, if these aren't your first shot on a single, if these are your double action shots, these are your single action shots, okay, you should know that about yourself. Know that harder trigger pull for that first double action shot is putting you down lower, okay, so to concentrate on keeping your grip and keeping your sights on the center of the target when you're firing that first shot. I see this a lot, people that don't have enough, very much hand strength. Get yourself a stress ball and kind of work your grip on your hand to get your hand and your forearm stronger to bring it up. If you're shooting a semi-automatic, of course, you can manually cock the hammer, or revolver too. Cock the hammer back for every shot, single action. If this is a problem for you, there are several guns, or there's a Springfield XD, it's single action only. Every trigger pull is the same, and it's single action only, so that should be easier for you to come up on target. But you can certainly train yourself to do well with the firearm that you own. And that's the basics of diagnosing your problems by looking at where you hit on the target. Everywhere, you're looking at the target, not your front sight. Straight up and down, that's breathing. Low, you're milking the grip, over-tightening your grip, or you're anticipating the shot. High, you're not holding the firearm tight enough. Also with this, you're going to get more malfunctions because too much of the energy is used to move the pistol and your hand, and not as much as going into actually cycling the weapon. Okay, so if you're hitting high and you're getting more malfunctions, you need to tighten up your grip. You need to strengthen your hands here. Okay, over here to the left, not enough finger on the trigger. Over to the right, too much finger on the trigger. Okay, and that'll get you on target. Okay. Any questions? Feel free to email me.